Ever felt completely in the zone? That's the flow state, a powerful mental space where you're totally immersed, highly productive, and time seems to disappear. Imagine tapping into that focus whenever you need it, for work, creativity, or even just daily tasks. In this session, we'll unlock the secrets to consistently triggering flow, transforming your productivity, and making every moment count. Get ready to master your mind and unleash your peak performance on demand. Today we will talk about how to trigger flow state on demand. So before we start, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. 1. Mastering flow, your guide to on-demand optimal performance. Flow state, often described as being in the zone, is a powerful psychological state where you are fully immersed in an activity, experiencing energized focus, full involvement, and enjoyment in the process of the activity. Time seems to disappear, self-consciousness fades, and performance often reaches its peak. It's a state that elite athletes, artists, scientists, and even everyday individuals serendipitously stumble into, leading to remarkable breakthroughs and unparalleled satisfaction. The good news? Flow isn't just a random occurrence. It's a predictable state governed by specific triggers. By understanding and intentionally cultivating these triggers, you can significantly increase your chances of entering flow on demand, whether you're working on a complex project, learning a new skill, or engaging in a creative pursuit. This isn't about magical thinking. It's about optimizing your environment, your mindset, and your approach to tasks to create the ideal conditions for flow to emerge. 2. Understanding the essence of flow. At its core, flow is a state of optimal experience. It was extensively researched and coined by psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, who dedicated his life to studying happiness and human potential. He discovered that people were happiest not when passively consuming entertainment or material possessions, but when they were actively engaged in challenging activities that stretched their skills. The feeling of effortlessness in flow doesn't mean there's no effort involved. Rather, it means the effort feels intrinsically rewarding and aligned with your capabilities. This deep engagement stems from a perfect balance between the challenge of the task and your perceived skill level. If the challenge is too low, you'll experience boredom. If it's too high, you'll feel anxiety and frustration. The sweet spot, that flow channel, is where your skills are slightly stretched by the demands of the task, creating a productive tension that pulls you deeper into the present moment. Recognizing this dynamic interplay is the foundational step to intentionally triggering flow. It moves flow from a mystical concept to a tangible, achievable state. 3. The prerequisites, setting the stage for flow. Before you even attempt to engage with a task, there are fundamental prerequisites that significantly increase your likelihood of entering flow. Think of these as preparing the ground before planting a seed. First and foremost is clarity of goals. You need to know precisely what you're trying to achieve. Vague objectives lead to scattered attention, making deep immersion impossible. Break down large tasks into smaller, manageable sub-goals, each with a clear, immediate objective. Secondly, immediate feedback is crucial. You need to know, as you're working, whether you're on the right track or if adjustments are needed. This allows for continuous course correction and reinforces your engagement. This feedback can be inherent in the task itself, a puzzle piece fitting, or it can be self-generated seeing lines of code compile successfully. Without clear goals and immediate feedback, your mind will wander, and the conditions for deep focus will dissipate. These two elements act as internal compasses, guiding your attention and effort directly towards the flow channel. 4. External environment optimization, crafting your flow sanctuary. Your physical and digital environment plays a monumental role in facilitating or hindering flow. The goal is to eliminate distractions and create a dedicated space where your brain can fully commit to the task at hand. Start by minimizing external distractions. This means turning off notifications on your phone and computer, closing unnecessary tabs, and finding a quiet space free from interruptions. Consider using noise-canceling headphones if your environment is inherently noisy. Next, optimize your workspace. Ensure it's tidy, ergonomic, and has all the necessary tools readily available. A cluttered desk often leads to a cluttered mind. Furthermore, establishing a dedicated flow time can train your brain to anticipate and enter deep work more easily. This involves scheduling specific blocks of time in your day solely for focused, uninterrupted work on high-value tasks. Over time, your brain will associate these times and spaces with intense concentration, making the transition into flow smoother and more automatic. 5. Internal readiness. Cultivating a flow-conducive mindset. While external factors are important, your internal state is equally, if not more, critical for triggering flow. One of the most significant internal triggers is intrinsic motivation. You're far more likely to enter flow when you're genuinely interested in or passionate about the task itself, rather than solely driven by external rewards. Connect the task to your personal values or a larger purpose to ignite this intrinsic drive. Another key element is mindfulness and presence. Flow is inherently about being fully in the present moment. Practice techniques like meditation or brief breathing exercises before starting a task to quiet the internal chatter and bring your attention to the now. Overthinking, self-doubt, or worrying about past mistakes or future outcomes are significant barriers to flow. Cultivate a mindset of curiosity and openness, embracing the challenge rather than fearing failure. 6. The challenge-skill balance, the heart of flow. This is arguably the most crucial trigger identified by Csikszentmihalyi. The perfect balance between the perceived challenge of the task and your relevant skill level. If a task is too easy, you'll quickly become bored and your mind will wander. If it's too difficult, you'll experience anxiety, frustration, and a sense of overwhelm, leading to disengagement. The sweet spot, the flow channel, is where the challenge slightly exceeds your current skill level, requiring you to stretch and utilize your abilities to their fullest without becoming discouraged. To apply this, you need to be honest about your skill level, and then select tasks that offer this optimal level of challenge. For example, if you're learning a new language, practicing basic vocabulary is too easy, but trying to read a complex novel is too hard. Engaging with slightly challenging conversations or intermediate grammar exercises would hit that flow sweet spot. 7. Focusing attention, the gateway to immersion. Once the conditions are set and the challenge skill balance is optimized, the final, crucial step is to concentrated, undivided attention. Flow is fundamentally a state of absorbed focus. To achieve this, eliminate multitasking entirely. Our brains are not designed to multitask effectively. What we perceive as multitasking is actually rapid context switching, which is inefficient and drains cognitive resources, making deep focus impossible. Instead, practice single tasking, dedicating 100% of your attention to one task at a time. Techniques like the Pomodoro technique, 25 minutes of focused work followed by a short break, can be incredibly effective for training your attention span and building momentum. When your mind inevitably wanders, gently bring it back to the task without judgment. The ability to control and direct your attention is a skill that improves with practice, and it's the direct pathway into the immersive experience of flow. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please give it the thumbs up, leave a comment, and click the button to subscribe.